back here. Ah, there you are. Oh, Dad, this hurts my back.
Well, then figure out a different way of doing it. There might be some stools up there in the top. Just gonna do all your
You know something? It's hot. You'd think they could at least air condition the place. I almost dropped dead in court.
6 days. They should have finished it in 2. Talk, talk, talk. That's all they did. Did you ever hear so much talk about nothing?
I guess they're entitled.
Everybody gets a fair trial. That's the system. Who am I to say anything against it?
How'd you like that business about the knife? Did you ever hear a phonier story?
Well, you gotta expect that. You know what we're dealing with.
Yeah. I suppose.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take seats.
Right. This better be fast. I've got tickets to the big game tonight. You won't believe how hard it is to get tickets these days. Johnson's on the mound tonight. He's got some curveball. Shh, pow. You know? Shh, pow. Not a big baseball fan, are you? All right, Your Honor, let's start the show.
How about sitting down? The gentleman at the window, how about sitting down?
Oh, sorry.
All right. Now, you ladies and gentlemen can handle this any way you want to. I mean, I'm not going to make any rules. If we want to discuss it first and then vote, that's one way. Or we can vote now and see where we stand.
Let's vote now.
Yeah, let's see who's where.
Right, let's vote now.
Anyone who doesn't want to vote? All right. All those voting guilty, raise your hands. 9, 10, 11. It's 11 for guilty. Not guilty? 1. Great. It's 11 to 1 guilty.
I don't believe it. You think he's not guilty? No. He sat in the same courtroom I did, heard the same things I did. The man is a dangerous killer. You must see that. He stabbed his father 6 inches right into the chest. They proved it a dozen different ways. You want me to list them?
No.
Well, do you believe his story?
I don't know. Maybe I don't.
So what'd you vote not guilty for?
There were 11 votes for guilty. It's not so easy for me to raise my hand and send a boy off to die without...
And who says it's easy for me?
Nobody.
What, just because I voted fast? I think the kid's guilty? Couldn't change my mind if you talked for
I
100
want to
years.
change your mind. I just want to talk about it first. Look, this kid's been kicked around his whole life, living in the slums, his mother dead since he was 9. That's not a very good head start. I think we owe him a few words, that's all.
I don't mind telling you this, mister, but we don't owe him a thing. Do you know how much that trial costs? He's lucky he got it. Look, we're all grown-ups here, and you're not going to tell us that we're supposed to believe him, knowing what he is. I lived in that kind of trailer trash all my life. Can't believe a word they say. You know that.
I don't know that. What a terrible thing for someone to believe. Since when is dishonesty a group characteristic? You have no monopoly on the truth.
All right, it's not Sunday. We don't need a sermon.
What this woman says is very dangerous.
Excuse me. I don't see any need for arguing like this. I think we ought to be able to behave like civilized people.
Right.
If we're going to discuss this case, let's discuss the facts.
I think that's a good point. We have a job to do. Let's do it.
All right, I have an idea here. I'm just thinking out loud now, but it seems to me that it's up to us to convince the gentleman that we're right and he's wrong. You know, if we take a minute or two and kind of try it on the side.
Sounds fair. Supposing we go once around the table.
All right, let's start it off.
Right. I guess you are first.
Me? I just thought he was guilty. I mean, nobody proved otherwise.
Nobody has to prove otherwise. The burden of proof is in the prosecution. The defendant doesn't have to open his mouth. That's in the Constitution. The Fifth Amendment. You've heard of it.
Sure, I've heard of it.
I know what it is.
I just thought he was guilty. Okay, let's get to the facts. Number one, let's take the old man who lived in the second floor, right below the apartment where the murder took place. 10 minutes to 12 on the night of the murder, he heard loud noises coming from the apartment upstairs. He said it sounded like a fight. Then later, he heard the boy yell, "I'm gonna kill you!" And a few seconds later, he heard the father's body falling. He ran to his door only to see the boy running down the stairs and out of the house into the street. Then he called the police. They found the father with a knife in his chest. Right, what more do you want?
And what about the women's testimony? If that doesn't prove it, then nothing does. Look, here's a woman who can't sleep. She's lying in bed. It's hot, you know. Well, anyway, she looks out the window and across the street. She sees a kid stick the knife into his father. She's known the kid all her life. She lived right across the L tracks from him. And she swore she saw him do it.
Through the windows of a passing elevated train.
And they've proved in court that you can look through the windows of a passing L train at night and see what's happening on the other side. They proved it.
Let me ask you something. What makes you believe her? I mean, she's one of them, too, isn't she?
You have a smart mouth, don't
Now
you?
take it easy.
Relax, guys, relax.
Let's just calm down now. It's your turn. I'll pass it. It's your privilege. How about you?
I don't know.
I'll pass too. Okay. You?
I don't know. I mean, most of it's been said already. We can sit in here and talk all day, but I think we're wasting our time. I mean, look at the kid's record. At 15, he was in reform school. He stole a car. He was picked up for knife fighting. I think they said he stabbed some kid in the arm. Now, this is a very fine boy.
Ever since he was 5 years old, his father beat him up regularly. He used his fists.
So would I, a kid like that.
You're right, it's the kids. It's how they are. You know, they don't listen. I got a kid. When he was 8 years old, I saw him run away from a fight. I saw him. I was so ashamed. I told him, "I'm gonna make a man out of you, or I'm gonna bust you into little pieces, try." And when he was 15, he hit me in the face. He's big, you know. I haven't seen him in 3 years. Rotten kid. You work your heart out for him and he just... All right, let's get on with it.
Okay. You're the one holding us up. What do you say?
All right. I had a peculiar feeling about this trial. Somehow I felt that the defense counsel never really conducted a thorough cross-examination. He hardly seemed interested. Too many questions went unasked.
And what about the ones that were asked? For instance, let's talk about that cute little switch knife. You know, the one that fine, outstanding young man admitted by?
All right, let's talk about it. Let's get it in here again. I'd like to see it again.
All right, we all know what it looks like. I see no reason to bring it back in. What do you think?
The gentleman has a right to see exhibits and evidence.
Okay.
This knife is a pretty strong piece of evidence, don't you agree? The boy admits going out of his house at 8 o'clock after being slapped by his father.
Punched.
Or punched. He went to a neighborhood store and bought this switch knife. It's a very unusual knife. I've never seen one like it before in my life. The storekeeper identified it and said it was the only one of its kind he had in stock. Why did the boy get it? As a present for a friend of his, he says. Am I right so far?
Right.
Next, the boy claims that on the way home, the knife must have fallen through a hole in his coat pocket, that he never saw it again. Now there's a story for you. You know what actually happened. The boy took the knife home, and a few hours later, stabbed his father with it. He even remembered to wipe off the fingerprints. Everyone connected with the case identified that knife. It's a very unusual knife. I've never seen one like it before in my life. Neither had the storekeeper who sold it to him. Aren't you trying to make us accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm not trying to make anyone accept it. I'm just saying that it's possible.
And I'm saying it's not possible. What are you trying to
Now,
say?
Excellent. Good. Keep
Where
going.
did you get it?
I got it around the corner from the boy's house in a little junk shop. Just $2.
Now listen, you pulled a pretty smart trick here, but you proved absolutely nothing.
Maybe there are 10 knives like that.
Shoot, my bad. The boy lied and you know it.
He may have lied, but do you think he lied?
Oh, that's a stupid question. Of course he lied.
Did the boy lie?
You don't have to ask me that. You know my answer. Lie.
How about you? Did the boy lie?
I don't know.
Now wait a minute. What are you, the guy's lawyer? Listen, there's still 11 of us who think he's guilty.
Chance,
You're
turn
alone.
off the sound system. Keep going.
What do you think you're gonna accomplish? If you want to be stubborn and hang the jury, he'll be tried again and found guilty, sure as he's born.
You're probably right.
So what are you gonna do about it? We could be here all night.
It's only one night. A man may die.
No! Some of us have got better things to do than sit around some jury room, and you're the one holding us up. What are you gonna do?
All right. I have a proposition to make. I want 11 people to vote by secret ballot. I'll abstain. And if there's still a guilty verdict, we'll take it in the night.
All right, let's do it.
Everyone agreed? Pass these along.
Go. Go.
Guilty? 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 Not.
Well, how do you like that?
And guilty.
Who was it? I think we have a right to know.
Excuse me. This was a secret ballot. Well, at this point, no? If the gentleman wants it to remain secret.
No, there are no secrets here. I know who it was. What are you trying to pull? You come in here and you vote guilty, and then this slick preacher tries to tear your heart out with stories of a kid who just couldn't help becoming a murderer. So you change your vote. If that is the most pathetic...
Now hold it.
Now hold it! We're trying to put a guilty man into the chair where he belongs. Now we're listening to fairy tales.
Now just a minute.
Please. I would like to say something here. I have always thought that a man was entitled to have unpopular opinions in this country. We have a responsibility, oh man. Okay, we have a responsibility here. This is the reason I came here, to have the right to disagree. In my own country, I'm ashamed to say.
What do we have to listen to now? The whole history of your country?
Yeah, let's stick to the subject. I want to ask you what made you change your vote.
There's nothing for to tell you. She didn't change her vote. I did. Maybe you'd like to know why.
No, we wouldn't like to.
Hey,
Good.
the lady wants to talk.
Thank you. This gentleman chose to stand alone against us. That's his right. It takes a great deal of courage to stand alone, even if you believe in something very strongly. He left the verdict up to us. He gambled for support, and I gave it to him. I want to hear more. The vote is 10 to 2.
If the speech is over, let's go on.
Look. Supposing you answer me this. Now, if the kid didn't kill him, then who did?
As far as I know, we're supposed to decide whether the boy on trial is guilty. We're not concerned with anyone else's motives.
Guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This is an important thing to remember.
Everyone's a lawyer. Well, suppose you enlighten us on what your reasonable doubts are.
This is not easy. So far, it's only a feeling I have. A feeling.
A feeling.
Perhaps you don't understand.
Now the old man heard the boy yell, "I'm gonna kill you." Seconds later, he heard his father's body falling, and he saw the kid run down into the street 15 seconds after that.
I don't think the old man could have heard the boy say, "I'm going to kill you." Remember, the L train was going by at the exact same time as the murder. It would have been too noisy to hear anything.
No.
Suppose he did hear him say it, this phrase. How many times do we use it? You do that one more time, Junior, I'm gonna murder you. Kill him, Rocky, kill him. This doesn't actually mean we're going to kill somebody.
No. The phrase was, "I'm going to kill you." And the kid screamed it out at the top of his lungs. Now don't tell me that a kid said that if someone says something like that, they mean it.
Let me ask you this. Do you really think the boy would shout a thing like that out for the whole neighborhood to hear? I don't think so. He's much too bright for
Right?
that.
He's a common, ignorant Slav. He don't even speak good English.
Even speak good English.
Yeah, I'd like to change my vote to not guilty. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure.
Well, if that isn't the end, and what are you basing it on? Stories this guy made up? Jeez. This guy ought to write for Amazing Detective Monthly. He'd make a fortune. Listen, the kid had a lawyer, didn't he? Why didn't his lawyer bring up all these points?
Lawyers can't think of everything.
You sit in here and you pull stories out of thin air. Now, we're supposed to believe that the old man didn't get out of bed, run to the door, and see the kid beat it downstairs 15 seconds after the killing.
Did the old man say he ran to the door?
Ran, walked, what's the difference? He got there.
I don't remember what he said, but I don't see how he
He
could have
said
ran.
he went from his bedroom to the front door. That's enough, isn't it?
Where was his bedroom again?
Down the hall somewhere. I thought you remembered everything. Don't you remember that?
No. I'd like to see a diagram of the apartment if I could.
Okay, now what's this for? How come you're the only one in the room that wants to see exhibits all the time?
I want to see this one too.
And I want to stop wasting time.
We're gonna start wading through all that nonsense about where.
We're not. We're going to see how a man who's had 2 strokes in the past 3 years and who walks with a pair of canes could get from his bedroom to his front door in a matter of 15 seconds. Now, here's his bedroom. Here, okay. Now his bed is 12 feet from his bedroom door. And then from there it is 43 feet 6 inches to the end of the hall to his front door. So he had to get up out of bed, grab his canes, walk 12 feet to his bedroom door, and then 43 feet down to his front door. All of this in a matter of 15 seconds. Do you think this is possible?
You know it's possible.
He can only walk very slowly. They don't help him into the witness chair.
You make it sound like such a long walk. It's not.
For an old man who uses canes, it's a long walk.
Now what are you doing?
I want to try this. I'm facing out 12 feet. That's the length of the bedroom.
Are you crazy? You can't recreate a thing like that.
Perhaps if we could see it. This is a very important point.
That's ridiculous, wasted.
Just let him do it.
Now, this here is the door to the bedroom. How far would you say it is from here to the door of this room?
I'd say it was about 20 feet.
20 feet. Now, from here to the door and back, now that's 40 feet. That's shorter than the length of the hall, wouldn't you say?
A few feet, maybe.
Look, this is absolutely insane. Who do you think you are, just walking in?
Do you mind if we try? According to you, it will only take 15 seconds. We can spare that. Who's got to watch for the second half?
I do.
Okay. When you want me to start, stamp your foot like this. That'll be the body falling. Let's suppose that he keeps his canes right next to his bed. All right. Okay, I'm ready.
Speed it up, will you?
No, I think this is even more quickly than the old man walked in court.
If you want me to go faster, I will.
Cut it out, would you?
All right. Jeez, easy, killer.
All right, come on.
Come on, faster. You
was
got the door
faster.
faster. Time.
Stop! All right, what was the time?
31 seconds exactly.
It's my guess that the old man, while trying to get to his front door, heard someone racing down the stairs and then assumed that it was the boy.
I think that's possible.
Assume. Now, listen to me, people. I've heard many kinds of dishonesty in my day, but this little display, this takes the cake. You come in here with your heart bleeding all over the floor of slum kids and injustice, and you got a whole bunch of old ladies listening to you. Well, I'm not. And frankly, I'm getting real sick of it. And what's the matter with you? We're letting this kid slip through our fingers here. He's
Our
got the bird.
fingers? Are you his executioner?
Well, I'm one of them.
Then perhaps you'd like to pull the switch.
For that kid any day.
I'm sorry for you.
Don't start with me.
What it must feel like to want to pull the switch.
Shut up.
You're a sadist.
Shut up.
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts. You disgust me.
Shut up! God! I'm gonna kill him! I'm gonna kill him!
You don't really mean you're going to kill me, do you?
What are y'all looking at?
I don't see why we have to behave like children here.
Nor do I. We have a responsibility here. This is a remarkable thing about democracy. That's the reason I came here. We should not make it a personal thing.
Well, we're still nowhere. Who's got an idea?
I got an idea for you. And I'm real sick of this whole thing already. We're getting nowhere fast. Let's just pack it up and go home. I'm changing my vote to not guilty.
You're what?
You heard me. I've had enough.
You've had enough? That's no answer.
I think perhaps you're right. That's not an answer. What kind of man are you? You have to sit here with everyone else voted guilty just because you have some baseball ticket burning a hole in your pocket? I don't think you have the right to play with a man's life like this.
Listen, you can't talk to me
I
like
can
that.
talk like that to you.
Keep going. You gotta do it. You cannot ask somebody. You've got to do it.
If you want to vote guilty, then do it because you're convinced the man is guilty. If you think he's not guilty, then vote that way. Or don't you have the guts to do what you think is right?
Now listen.
Is it guilty or not guilty?
I told you not guilty.
Why?
I don't have to tell you
You
why.
have to say it.
I just don't think he's guilty.
I'd like to call for another vote.
All right. I guess the quickest way is a show of hands. All those voting not guilty? 9. And guilty? 3. The vote is 9-3 in favor of acquittal.
I don't understand you people. How can you believe this kid is innocent? Look, you know how these people lie. I don't have to tell you. They don't know what the truth is. And let me tell you, they don't need any real big reason to kill someone either. They get drunk and bang someone's lying in the gutters. Nobody's blaming them. That's how they are. You know what I mean. Violent. Human life don't mean as much to them as it does to us. Hey, where are you going? Look, these people are drinking and fighting all the time. And if somebody gets killed, so somebody gets killed. They don't care. Oh, sure. There are a few things that's good about them, too. Look, I'm the first to say that. I've known a few that were pretty decent, but that's the exception. Most of them, it's like they have no feelings, like they can do anything. Hey, what's going on? I'm trying to speak my piece and you listen to me. There's you know about them?
Listen to me.
I'm only trying to
I
tell you.
am listening to you. Now sit down and don't open your mouth again.
I'm only trying to tell you
Sit
something.
down. Everybody sit down. I still believe the boy is guilty of murder. I'll tell you why. To me, the most damning evidence was given by the woman across the street who claimed she actually saw the murder committed.
That's right. That's the most important testimony.
All right, well, let's go over her testimony. What exactly did she say?
I believe I can recount it accurately. She said that she went to bed at about 11 o'clock that night. Her bed was next to the open window, and she could look out of the window while lying down and see directly into the window across the street. She tossed and turned for over an hour, unable to fall asleep. Finally, she turned toward her window at about 12:10, and as she looked out, she saw the boy stab his father. As far as I can see, this is unshakable testimony.
That's right. That's the whole case.
Frankly, I don't see how you can vote for acquittal. What do you think?
Well, maybe. There's so much evidence to sift through.
What do you mean, sift through? You can throw all the other evidence away.
That was my feeling.
What time is it?
It's 10 to 6.
It's this late. You don't suppose they'd let us out early, do you?
Pardon me. Can't you see the clock without your glasses?
Not clearly. Why?
I don't know. Look, this may be a dumb thought, but what do you do at night when you wake up and you want to see what time it is?
I put my glasses on and I look at the clock.
So you don't wear them to bed.
Of course not. No one wears eyeglasses to bed.
What's all this for?
Well, you see, I was thinking, you know, the woman who testified that she saw the killing wears glasses.
So does my grandma. So what?
Your grandmother isn't a murder witness.
Now, look, stop me if I'm wrong, but this woman wouldn't wear her glasses to bed, would she?
Wait a minute. Did she wear glasses at all?
Of course she did. She wore bifocals. I remember it quite clearly.
That's
They
right.
look quite strong.
That's right. Bifocal. She never took them off.
She did wear glasses. Funny, I never thought of it.
Look, she wasn't wearing them to bed, that's for sure. And she testified that in the midst of her tossing and turning, she was able to look out the window and see the killing. As she casually leaned over, and a split second later, the lights went out. She wouldn't have had time to put her glasses on. Now, maybe she thought that she actually saw the boy kill his father, but I think that she only saw a blur.
How do you know what she saw? Maybe.
Does anyone still think that there is not a reasonable doubt?
I think he's guilty.
Anyone else?
I'm convinced.
You're alone.
I don't care if I'm alone or not. I have the right.
Yes, you have the right.
So what more do you want? I think the boy's guilty.
Your arguments.
I already gave you my arguments.
We're not convinced. We'd like to hear them again. We have time.
Listen. Come on, what's the matter with you? You're the one. You gave all the arguments. Come on, a guilty man's gonna be walking the street. He's got to die. Stay with me.
I'm sorry. There's a reasonable doubt in my mind.
We're waiting.
No, you're not gonna intimidate me. I'm entitled to my opinion.
You are entitled to your opinion.
It's gonna be a hung jury, that's it.
There's nothing we can do about that. Except hope that in a few months you'll be able to get some sleep.
You're all alone. It takes a great deal of courage